Hi and welcome to the Roger series. Today we have Patrick de Pauw from Social Cedar with us. Patrick, tell us a bit more about maybe a small roadmap of you, your company, of your existence.
Of my existence. So my name is Patrick and I exist already a long time. Before I was working in different airline companies and travel industries. So I come from the travel industry and I'm very happy that I'm not in the travel industry these days. But I did learn a lot about the impact of human beings because I was also busy with influencer marketing. And from there, 6 years ago, together with my partners in crime at that time, Jo Coudron and Dado van Petegem, we started Social Cedar. In the meantime, we are 6 years old. We are still a quite small company, 18 co-workers, and we are having 250 Belgium, Dutch, but also international customers right now.
Okay, nice. What is the core business of Social Cedar?
The core business is driving employee engagement to employee advocacy. This is what we do. So try to engage as much people to share your interesting news, and interesting news creates impact, and so we also measure impact.
Okay, yeah. So you create living business cards from happy employees to create more happy customers.
I always say that I create online bars and pubs. It's a bit nicer, but it's basically creating the environment so that people share on a voluntary basis your content and thus creating impact and measure the impact and give all that back to the companies as information.
Okay, perfect. So we are both on employee engagement,
Yes.
For example. Okay, but if you do it, if you can give a practical example of your platform. I don't know, a customer of you, maybe you can give one?
Well, we have so many customers, but I can give ING, we have the banking industry, the automotive industry. But okay, so companies, they come to us because most of the times in a company, if there's already something like employer branding, and if they have a story to tell, and I hope that every company has a story to tell, because this is something different than your product and your price, obviously, it's your culture, your DNA. Often there's only 1% of the co-workers that are really active, that are proactive, sharing the content, and all the rest, they are perhaps engaged or not, but at least they don't do so much. So what we do is we make it much more easier for people to share content, and companies, they turn to us for three main reasons. The first one is obviously to create impact marketing-wise, because obviously the more people share your content, the more impact you create. The second one is social selling. If you make it very easy for your sales force to be a thought leader with content on, for instance, LinkedIn, then the sales will follow automatically. And the third one is human resources, engaging workforce, also looking for the right people out there. So it's HR, sales and marketing.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It are also the three buyers of the Roger platform. We also believe that via internal communication, we can motivate and engage our co-workers within the company. And of course, happy employees, like I said it before, create happy customers. We are building now the bridge between external communication and internal communication. Where do you see the benefits of that?
Well, what we see, and I think it's not new, but what we see, and specifically what's happening during the crisis, is that more and more companies, they realize that the internal communication, so what they tell and what they are and what they try to be internally, so the internal communication and what they want to be externally, they should be aligned and they should be even the same. Before, and we still see it in some companies, you have an external communication department, you have an internal communication department, and they tell different stories. So what we see right now is they come aligned, they should be aligned, and they should be one, and that's where Meet Roger and Social Cedar meet, because you do the internal communication and we do the external communication, and basically it should be the same tone of voice.
Yeah. And by optimizing that process, so per definition, by optimizing the workflow between marketing, between sales, between HR, we can create a lot of operational KPIs, operational benefits. Can you give an example of that? Well, what could that be, for example?
Well, but the basic fact is that everybody who's working for a company is somewhere an influencer.
Okay.
A micro-influencer, a real influencer, a thought leader, I don't know, everybody has his network. Whether you're sales, whether you're marketing, whether you're HR. So somebody who's working for sales basically is your marketeer. Somebody who's working in marketing is basically, could be your sales as well. And they all could look for the right people for your company. So I think that this is the new economy in a company. Before you had these silos, and now all this comes together, which I think is the right way to go. So I don't know whether this is the example you're looking for.
I was asking that question to explain the benefits and the outcome of a vision like that. Is it recruiting new talent? Is it attracting new customers? Is it create more ambassadors of your brand? I don't know, what is your opinion about that?
There's so many reasons why companies are using us. Obviously, lots of companies, they use the communication of their coworkers to find the right talent. And this is, for instance, ICT companies. We have quite a lot of ICT companies. Their big problem is finding the right talent. The big problem of rail companies finding the right talent. There's other companies like Proximus. They are looking to increase their sales on a very sophisticated but also authentic way. And there's nothing more authentic than the voice of people. And we all know that authenticity sells. Fake things don't sell anymore. And then we have companies they change brands, for instance, and they want to get that brand into the market with the culture. You know, if you see the brand, that you know immediately the brand stands for, it's a nice brand. They do corporate social responsibility. So that's the marketing layer.
Patrick, one last question.
Yes.
Yeah, we partner up, we gear up.
Yes.
So we create one solution for internal, external communication. How would you pitch that now, real time, for our audience?
Oh, the pitch. Okay. Well, knowing that at least in Belgium, on average, every single person working in a company has approximately 340 connections. The first thing you have to do as a company is to invest and inform them about your culture, about your corporate social responsibility, about your values. And once they are engaged, you make them advocates. And once they are advocates, they create impact on social media. So it's the easiest, the less expensive, the most authentic way to create impact.
Okay, thank you for that. Sold.
Thank you.
So, thanks for watching to the Roger series, where we inform, connect and engage you with a lot of insights. On to the next.